really bad. Cause when you gone, my heart is sad.
Y'all like my theme song, Angel Rain? Hey, check this out. Go to bbinja.com and check it out. That's bbinja.com. BBINGN.com. Check it out, okay?
In the rain, my angel came. In the rain, my angel came. In the rain, my angel came.
Welcome to another week of conversations with a masterful raconteur. I'm your host, Florida's own Barry S. McLeod. Truly the right kind of different. How y'all doing today? Today, I want to highlight a guy that is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. None other than Samuel Ortiz. Samuel is one of the actors in the movie She the Player that I am producing. I got to share this story with you because he and I, when I first cast him, I first met him, we had a conversation. And he shared some things with me that really kind of blew me away. And we talked about it, and I had decided, of course, with his permission, to share some of his story with you. Before I get started, I just want to remind you that I'm producing a comedy movie called She the Player. And man, we have 2 shoots to go. 2 shoots to go. We'll be filming again in another week and a half or so, and then we got another shoot that we got to get scheduled. And it is super funny. I'm still exhausted right now because we had a very full and involved shoot this past Saturday that pretty much exhausted everybody, especially me. And but we got it done. Like, we spent a full day filming, and I want to send a shout out there to the cast, but an extra special shout out to all the extras that showed up. Man, we had some extras that most of them, the majority of them, had never been involved in a filming process for a movie. And they were intrigued and perplexed and everything, but they laughed, man. It was like they were experiencing a live production. They followed directions to the T, and they brought the energy and the fun that we needed to tell the story. And I had a magnificent time directing these extras, and we're all excited about this movie. And we just want to stay in front of you so that you don't forget about this movie, because this movie, why it's going to be really special, is because, first of all, it's going to be funny. We have a real cool story, and it's just going to be funny throughout the whole movie. And my model was always in living color. In living color, Damon Wayans, the genius, he brought these unknown talents together, and now they are household names. And I have the kind of cast that are unknown and very talented. Some more experienced than others, but they're so doggone talented and funny and gifted that when you see the movie, you are going to remember them. You're definitely going to remember them. And I'm not going to be surprised at all when I see or hear about other opportunities, like really grand opportunities unfolding for these actors. I want to send a shout out there to Queen Kong Johnson right now. She was one of our extras, and her husband was an extra, and one of his uh, good friends who was also a rapper in their group. Um, they were extras in the movie, and because they were so supportive, you know, and so positive, just we all just vibe, man, and I'm very very serious and dedicated about the production of this movie, so I'm not open to any kind of energy. They just had a natural positive energy that reached me, and so as a result of that, we're looking forward to working with them again in the next shoot and giving you all a taste of their talent. So y'all stay on the y'all stay in the touch with me, because man, this movie is really really loaded with so much talent. Um, and so just stay in the touch with me and be one of those who will be a part of our support system, our support team, our support energy, our support inspiration, our support encouragement. Because once the movie is done, we're going to need for as many people as possible to know about the movie and watch the movie. And so we're going to need the support of all of you. We're having a shoot on the 17th, and we're going to be casting some more extras for that. So if you're watching this and you're interested in being an extra, you inbox me, okay? You inbox me, and I'll get in touch with you, and we can communicate about it, and we'll go from there, okay? But make no mistake, I promise you, when you watch this, watch this movie, She the Player, that I wrote, direct, and produce, and I do a little small role in it as well. You're gonna see how magical natural talent is, because God knows we don't have a lot of funds to produce this movie, but we were able to raise funds to get us to the point where we are now, and we're rolling pretty good for our next shoot, and after our next shoot, which is in about a week and a half from now, we're gonna have one more very involved shoot, and y'all see me appealing for some more funds to help me pay for that shoot. And another shout out to the Ernest M. Lee Foundation, his wonderful wife, Gloria Lee, just gave me the extra encouragement and boost that I needed to get through the shoot this week, because she donated $500, man, just like that. So that's why I'm keeping the faith, and I'm continuing to be positive, and I share this so I can hopefully be a positive example to others, and and for my cast to know what's going on and be encouraged. We're full of so much excitement, and so um, when I come back later and I post the link for our GoFundMe, any amount, anonymous, whatever, we're going to be grateful for it. We're going to be grateful for it. I want to send a shout out there to May Chamblis, my good friend up in Duval, my nephew Chauncey Garrison. What's up, nephew? Love you, man. Saw you been on vacation holding some pigs. Hope you had a good time. Want to send a shout out there to Monique Wilkes, and just one of our good supporters who's also an extra in the movie. Uh, oh, Miss Tanya Davis in Duval just touched in with me. And so I'm so thankful to have my Duval support, man. Jacksonville is like, I always consider Jacksonville like another home, because I've lived there on like about 4 or 5 different occasions. And I produced some work up there in Jacksonville. I produced the Duvals. Um, I presented my plays in Jacksonville and stuff. So I got some family and I got some good friends in Jacksonville, and I appreciate all of them for being a support system to me. But as I talk about this movie, She the Player, and as you see the picture of this guy up here, Samuel Ortiz, I gotta tell y'all about this guy. Um, when I first met him, uh, he really touched me, because he came from somewhere near the Orlando area, somewhere near Mount Dora, Orlando area, and he was recommended to me. And at first we were just communicating by inboxing. And he would always like, we were not having phone conversations, which is what I typically do. But I've learned as a director uh, to pick up on different vibes and different signs and behaviors and stuff of different people, because we're all so different. And so I did not, for whatever reason, at that time, I did not put him on the spot to say, man, let's forget all this inboxing, man. Let's have a phone conversation like I've done with everybody else. I just kind of went with his flow. And in doing so, um, that's how I really got to know him and made a decision about casting him. It was something in the authenticity of his vibe that I felt that he was right for the part. But I did not know at that time just how creatively talented he actually is. This guy, he has so many creative ideas, and he's very, very talented and multi-dimensional. And so I wasn't really ready for that. I didn't see all that at first. And so when he was very transparent with me. So when we met for the first time, talked face to face, not inboxing each other and voice messaging, uh, which is what he would do, um, um, we actually met on the set of our first shoot. And so he called me, he drove up in a van, and he called me over to his van. He said, I want you to see something. And like, okay. So I walk up to his van, and he opens the side door of the van, and he shows me his living room and his bedroom. And it took me by storm. I was like, whoa. And he told me, he said, hey, look, man. He said, I'm homeless. He said, I live in my van. He said, but I'm not feeling bad about it or down about it. It's just something I'm going through at this particular time in my life. And he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my story of how you can be homeless and you can overcome. And I was like, wow. So I kind of got that really, it took me by surprise. And I was looking at him, and there was no shame. There was no shame in him. He was proud. He was confident. And so that right there made me want to work with him all the more and help him to have the opportunity that he was seeking as an actor. So he kind of got me locked into him right then. I was like, okay, this guy, he's literally living in his van. And later on, he would share with me video footage of how he was living, or he was parking in different locations to sleep at night. And he told me he had a certain place he would go in the daytime where he would take his showers and stuff like that. And I was thinking about some of the times that I've had that were so hard for me that most people don't know about and would not expect had happened to me. And but yet I never been in a situation as extreme as his. And so the guy I was like, man, I'm behind this guy. I am literally behind this guy. I want to see him be successful. So we're making a movie together. He's playing a lead role. He's playing the role of a small business media company owner. And they're struggling to keep the doors open and to keep the company going. And they need a really, really good story to help them to get more advertisers for their company. And so while we were filming, now here's the thing why I want to share all of this, because I meet this guy in this way. Our communication is different from how I typically communicate with people. And then when we finally meet, he shares this story with me, and he shares this video footage with me of his personal life, which a lot of people would have been embarrassed to let anybody else know about. You know, I mean, if he had not shared that with me, I would never have known and never even thought about it. But he was courageous enough to share that with me, and I'm rallying behind him. Okay, and so now we get to the part of filming, and all of this positive energy and attitude and posture that I have for this guy is starting to get tested, because he had his material for somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 weeks at least. And so we're filming, and it's like he don't know his lines. And so my being positive with him because of his circumstances, the first 30 minutes I was patient, and I'm just like trying to help him. After 30 minutes, I'm getting an attitude, because I'm the type of person that I come home and I do my homework. So when it's time for me to get to the job, the set, all of my actors know I go by a motto, which is no excuses, only results. So I don't believe in excuses. I can't stand it when people always got excuses, you know, and they call themselves wanting results, but they always have excuses. I have a real problem with that. So with me having that kind of attitude, and we 30 minutes in, and it's like, I'm thinking, man, did you even look at your material? Now I'm starting to get an attitude, you know. But this guy's come and drove 2 hours. I'm not trying to do this shoot again. And shout out to my boy Willie Hines in Stark. He sells cars. He sells mobile utility units. He allowed us a 301 Legacy is the name of his company, right off of Highway 301, going into Stark. If you need a car, he sells used cars, but he has a lot of nice used cars. And if you need, like, they got all these different nice utility houses now that people are actually living in them, and they got them different sizes and stuff. And he sells those. So shout out to Willie, because Willie opened up his business for us to film there. Okay. And he's been one of my road dogs for a long time anyway. So I have much respect for him and appreciation. But Willie's allowing us to film in his office, and I need to get this done. Don't want to come back up here and do this all over again. So we're now 45 minutes pushing an hour into this, and this guy's still like he can't remember his lines. Now, I'm showing up getting the attitude now, and he's starting to feel my intensity, because I'm feeling like, man, you are wasting precious time. And I done believed in you and gave you this material in advance, and you told me that you were ready. You told me you were ready. And now you get here and you act like you don't even know your material. And so because I'm trying to get this, now we're an hour and a half into it, and I'm getting really ticked now. I'm sure enough ticked. So now we get to 2 hours. I'm like, look, hold it, man. Look here. We're going to take a 10-minute break. You need to go outside. You need to look at your script, man, and you need to come back in here, and you need to be spot on, man. I don't want to hear no more excuses, man. I don't want to hear nothing. It's time to get it. And now I really got an attitude. I'm really pissed, you know, because like I say, I done did my homework. You don't get a free pass with me. When I I done did what I supposed to do to that you're going to capitalize off of. You don't get a free pass to not do your homework and do your part that we all are supposed to capitalize off of. It just don't work like that with me. So I'm angry. We 2 hours in, I'm angry. And after 2 hours, we take this little 10-minute break and he come back, and the same thing is happening. But I'm stuck because I don't want to do this all over, and I don't want to cast somebody else all over. I started really listening to his voice, started really listening to him talk. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, he knows his lines. He just doesn't speak English fluently. He's a Latino. And I was like, oh, dang, that's what it is. He's struggling trying to put his sentences together. He's feeling the pressure of me, the intensity of me, and he knows that I'm at that point where I'm about to say, man, let's just forget it. Let's just forget it. And because I'm bullheaded, you're not going to beat me. I'll just go ahead and I'll just start all over again and figure this thing out because I'm going to get it done. When I make up my mind I'm going to do it, you can best believe I'm going to do it. And I'm at that point now, my breaking point. And all of a sudden I realize that's why he's struggling, because he does not speak fluent English. And the whole while, his golden personality and him being a really, really cool guy, I'm just kind of having all these different mixed emotions because I really don't want to be mean to him. But we got a job to do. But once I realized that he just didn't speak English fluently, I said to him, I tell you what, let's do it like this. This line right here, say it in Spanish. This line right here, say it in English. So I took some of the load off of him by giving him the same amount of work, but I lightened the load off of him by letting him do it in his natural language, Spanish. And then he went to pop, 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 pop. And when that started happening, I was like, oh my goodness, I've never had an experience like this before. That taught me something. It actually elevated me because I didn't know what to do with that. I just had to be in it. And that's how it happened. And so once he started doing that, the authenticity of his culture and everything started to really make that character work and really make that scene work. And then he started getting comfortable. And then he started doing these natural things. You'll see him in the movie. He would take his comb and he put it in his head and he comb his hair like this and he give you this certain kind of look. And he made me think about the Pink Panther and that style of comedy. And all of a sudden I saw it. I'm like, this guy is a treasure. I just didn't know how to communicate with him. And he didn't tell me straight up that he did not speak English fluently. So I'm thinking everything is like it normally is. And in this situation, it was not. So once I figured that out, then we were able to make the adjustment. And now this guy's coming to life and he's popping. And now I've gone from looking at him like I'm ready to kill him, which that's just a joke. But I was really frustrated with him and ready to release him. Now he's got me laughing. And like when you make me laugh, you're doing something. And now I'm enjoying him. And now I'm able to see his talents more clearly. And that put me in a position to begin to trust him and trust his talent. And then I started giving him more free rein to be creative. And man, when I tell you, this guy started hitting home run after home run after home run after home run. And I knew then without a shadow of a doubt, he was the perfect guy for this part. The perfect guy. I knew from the beginning that I wanted a Latino to play this part, but I took for granted that he would just speak English fluently. And when I saw that he didn't, I got frustrated. But I'd never had an experience like this before. So we both getting frustrated. But once 2 hours went by, I go to Creator again. He did his divine intervention and he reached me in such a way that I began to pull back, settle down, relax, see what it really was, and then use the gifts that I've been given as a director and a artist in my own right and in my own spirit. And then I began to tap into uh, his gifts and allow him to release his gifts. And he's playing the role of Gabriel Gutierrez, the owner of the Media Mixer. And I gave him that character name. That character name comes from a good friend of mine. That's his real name, Gabriel Gutierrez. And he just was we call him Gabe for short, but he just was a really, really cool guy. And I just, out of my respect and appreciation for him as a friend, I gave this character his name. And Samuel Ortiz has hit a home run with it. But now Samuel does something else that blows me away. While we're filming other scenes, he sends me this picture of what appeared to be a transgender character. And he says, Barry, I have this character that you can use him in the movie if you want to. Now, show you how divine intervention is. So when I was writing this, I wanted to have a gay character in the movie because that's part of my strategy. Because I'm trying to make sure with this movie that I reach some of everybody, because this is business. And you don't make a movie just because of how you feel. You have to make a movie based off of the potential reality of all the different people that may watch your movie and support your movie. So I didn't want to leave any group left out. But I got so busy with the process as it was going that I never even tried to cast a gay actor. So Samuel Ortiz, who seems to me to be a straight guy, I don't know his personal business like that, and don't care. I respect him. Whatever it is, and I don't ask no question. But he appears to be a straight guy, but he has the talent and the courage to play what seemed like a transgender. And I thought, Shazam! There goes my gay character right there. So this past Saturday, we just filmed our first scene with the gay character, and he named the character himself. It's I can't say it right. It's Spanish. He said La Perra Latina, which he said that means the Latina bitch. And I cracked up. I was like, Latina bitch. I don't speak Spanish, but I think I heard somebody saying, I think he said as well, that sometimes, well, in the Spanish language, sometimes what the second word, that how we use if we got two words and word one and word two, the word two would be word one in Spanish, something like that. And that's why it's La Perra Latina. And I kept calling them Latina La Perra. He said, no, that's not it. And but anyway, this guy had the courage to do this scene, and he's really, really hilarious. It was just, it's funny. And I think that most people who enjoy comedy is going to really laugh at that scene and enjoy that scene, you know. But for this guy to have the courage and the talent and the willingness to do dual roles like this, I have to tip my hat to Samuel Ortiz for being a part of my movie, She the Player. You know, my work, my writing, something that I didn't even see until we got to communicating, and he opened my mind up to see some additional things that I wasn't even looking at. And I'm really, really grateful that I was able to take that energy and write something that would be fitting for it. And he took the script and he did his magic. And at this point now, we trust each other, you know. And so Samuel Ortiz, he told me this past Saturday when we finished filming, he said, I asked him, I said, so man, how's your situation? He said, well, I finally got an apartment. He said, I have a roommate. He said, but I have an apartment. So he's no longer sleeping in his van. But this guy disciplined himself to sleep in his van. When I met him, he wasn't smelling no sour kind of way. He was smelling fresh. He had on decent clothes, and he had enough gas in his vehicle to drive 2 hours, you know, to come film. But he was homeless. He was homeless, and I just have to admire somebody that can do that, because everybody can't do that. Could you do that? Would you do that? You know, most people, if they get homeless, they're gonna go to their family or somebody like that and say, hey, can you take me in? Or they're gonna go to a homeless shelter, something like that. Fortunately, he was blessed to have a vehicle, and the man just lived in his vehicle. And when he showed me his living room, which is also his bedroom, is like a little studio apartment on wheels, he had it situated. And I tip my hat to you, Samuel. You're a cool guy, man, and I wish you the best. And I hope that this movie helps to make your dreams come true and opens up many more doors for you as an actor, because you are truly, truly talented. You are truly, truly talented. I let him see the first scene. I've already edited it, and I let him see the first scene Saturday before we left, and to see the joy on his face. And he said to me, man, when we was filming this, I had no idea it was going to come out like this. That's because they can't see what's in my mind. Y'all just do the work, and I come home and I do my own editing and I do my magic. And he was just so proud. And I know he's eager to see the other scenes that he's in, as well as the whole movie. But Samuel, man, I just wanted to shout you out today because you're an awesome guy. And I really, really value and appreciate you being a part of She the Player and what you bring to the movie. So for those of you on social media, if y'all want to send a shout out to him or holler at him or say something positive to him, help keep him uplifted, encouraged, Samuel Ortiz on Facebook. I don't know what other platforms he may or may not be on, but be positive to him, because this guy has my back. He has my back. And I really, really do appreciate that. So that's all I got for you today. I really appreciate you. If you will go to my streaming platform, bbinging.com, and subscribe for only $2.99 for 30 days and watch everything that I have produced on there. I got documentaries, I got plays, I got some other movies, I got some web series on there, I got music videos. I've done a library of work over these last 4 decades. And I just want to share it with you, and you will be supporting me. And that $2.99, it goes towards me producing this movie, She the Player. And of course, you can also go to GoFundMe.com and in the search box, put in She the Player or put in my name, Barry McLeod, and our GoFundMe page will come up. And you can donate any amount. And when I say any amount, that's what I mean, any amount. And you can do it anonymously or not. And I just want to thank you for your support. Florida's own Barry S. McLeod, truly the right kind of different.